chains, break the binding. Now's the time, come out of hiding. Wild beasts that can't be tamed. Calling you, hey, calling you, hey, calling you, hey. We're the revolution. Revolution, revolution, revolution. We're the revolution. Revolution, revolution. We're the revolution. There's a line to cross and a line to break. Lost and found out on the fringe, now down, not taking it. With a wild beast that can't be tamed. Hey, calling you, hey, calling you, hey, calling you. We're the revolution. Revolution, revolution, revolution. We're the revolution. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. We're the revolution.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When any form of government becomes destructive at these ends, it is the right of the people to alter it or abolish it and to institute new government. We are the revolution.
Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. We're the revolution. Stand
Hey guys, happy Friday night. I thought it would just be kind of cool. Maybe just hang out for a little bit, maybe do Q&A or talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And then we're going to play, because some of you may not know, but I am a huge gamer. I love to play. I like to play a lot better than what I actually am. But one of my favorite games to play is Call of Duty, and I'm absolutely loving the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, the Battle Royale. So I figured, why not? Maybe just do a little bit of different kind of a stream and hang out on a Friday night and play some Modern Warfare. I've got some buddies that we're going to squad up with here in a little bit. And go in and play some Battle Royale. Just sounds like a good time. Bandrew Scott is in the house. Mr. Podcastage himself, Johnny Freeman. Is it Friday? I know. I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, okay, so what day is it? It doesn't even matter what day it is anymore. It doesn't seem like it even matters. It's like, you remember those days so long ago, like 2.5 weeks ago, when Friday actually meant something. And it's like, now does it really matter that it's Friday? I mean, it could be Monday. They are all seemingly exactly alike. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier in Dallas And she has said that now in Dallas County, they are extending it, I think she said, till the self-quarantine thing until May 20th. I knew the other day when Trump came out and announced that it was going to be the end, April 30th was just too soon. I think this is going to be by far the story of 2020, but I think it's going to last a lot longer than what people are thinking that it's going to last. Interestingly enough, I did not realize that I did not actually mean to go live on YouTube. I actually turned that off, but it must not matter because it would seem that I am, because I'm seeing, yes, and I am. I see it right there. Okay, interesting. So in Restream, when you turn those channels off, they don't actually go off. Or maybe I reset it. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, well, who cares? I don't really care. It's not a big deal to me. Oh, no, I did. I left YouTube on. Okay, well, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do then. Very cool. So what are you guys up to on a Friday night? What's everybody doing with your self-quarantining and your social distancing? Anything good come out on Netflix today? I haven't been on there to look. I did, however, buy all of the movies that were early to home or whatever. Were all I watched Bad Boys 3 the other night, was pretty good. The Gentleman, really liked that. I'm not usually a big fan of Guy Ritchie movies, but I actually really liked The Gentleman. It was good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think I'm going to watch Birds of Prey tonight and maybe The Invisible Man after we get done streaming. But I've caught up on a lot of movies late at night, and I'm enjoying that. Andrew says, relaxing after work, nothing has changed for me. It's still busy as heck all the time trying to find time to relax. I kind of feel the same way because it's like I've said in podcasts the last couple of episodes, this is kind of the norm for me, being in the house and working on your own, and it's just kind of the normal thing. So, and I was saying the other day that I didn't realize how much that I did go out and do stuff until all this. And it's like, you can't, the only place I've been in 2.5 weeks is I go to Starbucks, and I even cut that down to once a day now. So I go every afternoon and I grab, and I come right back in. The only time we've been out of the house was when they've been showing our house. And so we've had to go, and we'll just sit in the parking lot for, an hour and a half. But that's it. That's the only place. And you don't realize how many places that you used to go. And you totally take for granted, just running into Walgreens or running over to Target or to Dick's Sporting Goods or, just anywhere, just to be able to get out for a little bit. And, that's been taken away. And it's like, wow, I consider myself a homebody, so this shouldn't bother me at all. But it is starting to get to that point where it bothers me just a little bit. What did you think of The Hunt? I expected a lot more from The Hunt. I'm going to be real honest. It was one of those where I was not aware going into it, but maybe, and I don't even know, was this a Blumhouse thing or whatever, Blumhouse, whatever they call it? I wasn't expecting the comedy aspect of it. I was expecting it to be a little more serious. Like, there was a movie back in the 90s, and I'm almost positive it had like Ice-T, and I don't remember who all was it, but it was the same concept where they put these people on this island and then these rich people come hunt them down. I was expecting it to be more like that. I was not expecting the humor aspect of it. I like comedies, but it's not my go-to. It's not the first thing that I would gravitate to, because I like to watch things that take me outside of the real world, like place me somewhere different, because that's my release. So it was all right. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. I feel stupid for buying it because now I own it, and then it's like, wow, I'll never watch that again. I don't think. But it was interesting. If you've seen it, tell me what you thought about it. I thought that the premise, the politics behind it, I thought it was very timely. You can see why before, when it was going to go to the theaters, it actually got put off because they didn't want to put it out. And then they were going to put it, back. I think they put it out the Friday before or of the date that all of this started. And so I can see a lot more people buying it and watching it streaming wise than going to the theater and see it. If I had gone to the theater and seen that movie, I would have been very disappointed, like chunking my drink at the screen disappointed. So, but in the comfort of my own house, it was all right. I wouldn't watch it again. Johnny's building Legos with the little man. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Legos are always good. Dave Goldberg, good to have you here, man. Watching on Facebook. Have you caught Ozark? Oh, my wife and I binged the first season of Ozark the day it came out. Ozark is like one of my favorite shows ever. I did, when the first season came out, it's kind of like, I like Jason Bateman. Let me check this out. Watched it in one setting. And then, of course, had to wait a year and a half for season 2 to come out. The day it came out, Friday, I watched it all in one setting. Season 3 came out, same thing. I've been waiting over a year for it to come out. We watched it in one setting. So Ozark is definitely one of my, it is such a very well casted, written, acted, directed, edited. It's just, I love the show. I have not run into a single person that doesn't like Ozark. I haven't. I've been watching all these people doing this thing on Facebook, and I've been getting pressure on people that are wanting me to do the top 10 list thing on what everybody thinks is awesome that I don't like, and I might do it this weekend. But I've been watching everybody's top 10 list to see if Ozark pops up on anybody's top 10 list. I haven't seen anybody yet. Ozark's just a phenomenal show. Andrew says, yeah, last year everyone freaked out before seeing the movie, saying it would cause violence. I really enjoyed the satire and jabs at everyone. That I did get. At the same time, I wasn't expecting the comedy aspect of it, the satirical comedy aspect of it. But it was very well done. I will say that. It was very, very, very well done. The stereotypes were a little over the top, which made it funny and kind of cool. I'm all for over the top violent movies, and this fit the bill in that department. It did that. It was very violent. It was very, very violent. I will say I liked Bad Boys for Life. I watched that last night. It's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm trying to think what else I've watched. Let me see here if I can pull it up. Let me see here what else. Birds of Prey, haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it tonight. The Way Back with Ben Affleck. I'm not going to say it's tough to sit through, but you have to be in for that kind of a movie, a coming of age story, but it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed that. I Still Believe. I watched that. Kind of knew what I was getting into. I knew the story of Jeremy Camp and his first wife. Huge Christian contemporary artist. I was around for most of that, so I kind of wanted to see the movie and see what it was about, see how well it was done. The Invisible Man, I'm probably going to watch that tonight. The Hunt, we talked about The Hunt, and I think The Gentleman was awesome. I loved The Gentleman. I will watch The Gentleman again. It was really, really good. And I would imagine somewhere over the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I've watched Ford versus Ferrari 10 times. But I'm a huge car guy. But I have this thing, I'm so big into movies, like Vudu is my app of choice for those. And I get on every Tuesday and buy all the new releases that come out. So it's like I just love movies. It's one of my favorite things on the face of the planet. Dave says that last episode sure leaves you hanging. It did. I was not expecting that to happen at all. I mean, I knew that they were, well, I'm not going to say anything for people who haven't watched it yet. But yes, it was very surprising. Very, very surprising. And kind of eerie at the very, very last 5 seconds of the season. So it's going to make season 4 really cool. And like I said, though, I was telling my wife when we finished it, is like, okay, here we go. we wait another, I don't know, 14, 15 months and we get to watch it again. Dave, popped in a link, Vulture, article for best movies on Netflix right now. Everybody check that out. Corey Lane's in the house watching on Facebook. You talking movies or shows? Corey, we're talking both. Oh, so you watched Invisible Man? All right, good. I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm going to watch it and Birds of Prey tonight, and I hope that both of those are really good. But yeah, we're talking shows. We're talking movies as well before we get into some gameplay, some Call of Duty. What do y'all? I'm sure everybody has. Everybody here seen Tiger King? Who would have thought? I have this theory that had we not been going through this whole coronavirus thing, I think if this were 8 months ago, Tiger King would have been another one of those Netflix documentaries that nobody watched. That it would have just lived on the surface, like Making a Murderer had been on. I'm almost positive I'm right here, but it had been on Netflix forever before it really caught on and became the phenomenon. I think 8 months ago, Tiger King would have been the exact same thing. It would have been something nobody cared about, nobody watched. But when this thing hit and it hit all of the sudden, that was a week where nothing new came out. Like that was it on Netflix. That was the only new thing that came out. So everybody was like, all right, we got to watch it. And it's become this crazy culture changing freak show. It was just so weird, so strange. And now the whole thing, have y'all heard they actually reopened the investigation of Carol's husband down in Florida? They've reopened the case because of the documentary. So that'll be awesome. Oh, Peaky Blinders is one of my favorite shows. I do that. I have about 6 or 7, 8 shows that the second they are available, I start watching them and I watch them all in one sitting. Peaky Blinders is one as well. But I will tell you, Peaky Blinders was on Netflix forever before I stumbled onto it. And I literally was scraping the bottom of the Netflix barrel about 4 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, what is this Peaky Blinders? It keeps popping up. And I was hooked. I mean, I was hooked. The thing that I don't like about Peaky Blinders is the first season and maybe the first 2 seasons, because there were like 13, 14, 15 episodes in the first 2 seasons. And then the seasons are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And it's like, I don't want that show to end. But if you've been one of these holdouts on Netflix, not watching Peaky Blinders because you don't get it and you don't understand it, and it may be, I know a lot of people don't like watching foreign stuff, even though it's English. One of my favorite shows. It's definitely in my top 10, maybe in my top 5 shows that I really like, that are current, that are still out and making seasons. But I'm almost to that point now with Netflix. I am scraping the bottom of the barrel. One of my other favorite shows I wish would come back right now is Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton on Amazon. Love that show. Love that show. I'm trying to think what else I'll tell you something that was kind of odd for me. I don't watch a lot of network television like NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. I don't watch a lot of that stuff, but for whatever reason, I have like a lot less than 6 degrees of separation to Andrew Dorff, but his brother was a songwriter here in Nashville. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I knew them through that relationship, and so I've always loved Andrew Dorff. So when Deputy came out on FX, I thought, okay, I'm going to check it out. I actually watched all of that for whatever it was, 13 weeks. I watched it every week and really liked it. I thought there's not a better role for Andrew Dorff than his role in Deputy. It's actually a great show. And then, of course, you got to talk about your Longmires. I was really late to the game on Longmire, and I really love that show. There are some that are... Longmire is one of those shows where I'd give anything if I had not seen it yet. And I could go back and rewatch it starting season 1, episode 1, and I had not watched it yet. Absolutely love that show. That's what really got me wanting to move west in like the Montana, Utah area. And then, of course, Yellowstone comes back in June. I wish they would speed that up and bring that show back right now. That's actually my favorite show on television right now, is Yellowstone, by far. You just can't ever go wrong with Kevin Costner. I just don't know if it's like almost like they broke the mold when they made Kevin Costner. It's like the perfect time, the perfect man, the perfect role. And it's like, The Sopranos with cowboy hats. How much better could it be? And I'm sorry, as good as Kevin Costner is in that show and as perfect as it is for him, I think Cole Hauser's character may possibly go down as one of the best characters ever captured on film. Best played, by far. Dave Goldberg says, do you watch Nashville? No. I wrote a lot of songs for the show Nashville and produced a lot of songs for the show Nashville when it was on ABC. But when it left ABC and went to CMT, I quit watching it, and I didn't have anything else to do with the music or anything like that in the show. So I quit watching it. I have no idea what happened, how it ended. I know it's over now, but I have no idea how it ended. Then my good friends, the Stellas, Lennon and Maisie, used to hang out with my daughters. I was good friends with their mom and dad, Brad and Mary Lynn. Wrote some really cool songs with them. So we were really close to that show and a lot of people in that show. And then, like I said, writing songs for it. But yeah, but when it went on CMT, I lost interest. When I didn't, and it was one of those things where I didn't really like the show, if I'm being honest with you, because I felt like it kept portraying something that is so far off from reality that nothing ever happens the way that it happened in the show. And I realized that it was more a soap opera. It wasn't even a drama. It was a soap opera. Funny show. I just finished The Righteous Gemstones with Danny McBride. I loved that show too. That should be coming back fairly soon. But like I said, I'm not normally a big comedy fan like that, like all the time. But I'm sorry, Danny McBride, I think, is probably one of the funniest human beings on the face of the planet. And what I would love to see is a movie with him and Kevin Hart. I don't know why. I just think it would be great. Matter of fact, speaking of Danny McBride, I was trying to make a list in the notes on my phone the other day of movies that I wanted to go back and watch again, and Tropic Thunder was in the top 5. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch that this weekend at some point. Did you write any new songs this week? No, I have not written a song since I was writing for Daniel Khalil's new record, which was hard to believe, over 2 months ago now. I've talked about this before, live streams, videos, and podcasts and stuff. It's like the desire for me or passion for me to enjoy the songwriting process just really doesn't exist anymore. So it's like I don't enjoy doing. And man, it sounds horrible to say that, but I don't enjoy it like I used to. I do it as a job. It's my job. It's how I make money. So unless I'm making money from doing it, if I'm doing something specific for a television show or a film or something like that, and I know there's profit at the end of it, I have no interest in doing it. I will say though, I do go through these periods from time to time where I do feel a little inspired, and I had an idea the other day, and I came upstairs, got in the studio, fired everything up, and I started working on this idea for about 5 minutes, and I'll be damned, my fucking phone just started ringing off the hook from 10 different people and text messages coming in, and I just got so pissed off because it's like, of course, the one time that I actually in forever of like, I've got an idea, I'm feeling a little passionate about this, I need to get up there and work on this, my phone just exploded and wouldn't let me. It just completely took me out of that frame of mind. And so that's a very long answer to a very short question. Corey, he'd make the best Tiger King. Oh my God, Danny McBride in a biopic for the Tiger King would be amazing. See, I catch flack from everybody all the time because, like, I never watched The Office. I mean, I've seen a couple of episodes, but I never watched that. I never watched Parks and Rec. I never watched any of that stuff, or any shows like that. I'm a real drama hound. No, Corey, you were not one of those texts. You were one of the few that weren't texting me at that time. I was pissed too, man, because I came in and, you know, for 15 years, I wrote everything on the guitar for the most part. In the last few years, it's like I feel really, I'm driven away from the guitar and I really want to write on piano and different sounds and things like that. And I had set up, I had dialed in the perfect exact sound that I wanted. I had moved the microphone over. I mean, I was about to write a hit. And it was just like boom, 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 boom. Texts, calls. And I'm like, forget it. So I put the little idea in the voice memos in my phone. And off I go. We'll come back to it. Maybe again at some point in the future. You know, I'll get struck with that passion. But honestly, for me, I can see Byron Hilljoy and talk about one of the best songwriters have ever picked up a guitar or a pen or a piece of paper. For me anymore, that's one of the things that I try to talk to new artists and particularly new songwriters about, is that when you get so consumed with trying to find fame, and sometimes even so many people have a mixed up and messed up definition of fame and even of success that they think those two are the same thing, which they're not. They couldn't be further apart. You lose, the more you're willing to give up to achieve that success or that fame, you give a little percentage of your passion for it away. And I had a lot of passion in my bank and I spent it all. And it's not so much that I hate the process or I don't enjoy it. It's just that, like anything, it becomes a job. And you get tired of doing your job. You get tired of clocking in every day. You want to do other things. And that's been the last 10 to 12 years of my life, is, you know, putting so much into it and it being related to your income and being, you know, your job. And this is the funny thing. God, we're supposed to be playing games tonight. You guys are asking me questions, making me get all in my feelings. I will say that it's a positive and a negative thing, because for the last 10 years, all you want to do is write that song. You write 5 songs a week, 7 songs a week, sometimes 10 songs a week or more. And you're looking for that song, which, by the way, doesn't exist. That one doesn't exist. And that's something you're always chasing. You're never going to achieve that song. You may have written that song 7 years ago, but the more you do it, you find out you're doing it for different reasons. I can say now, when I don't enjoy the process and it's not something that I look forward to doing, at the same time, I'm also getting back to doing it because I love it, or wanting to do it because I love it and not because I feel like I have to do it, if that makes any sense. I've removed it from my job title so that now maybe I can just enjoy the process and enjoy doing it. And I know for me, I'll give you a perfect example. Corey is in the chat here. I had not written a song in well over a year because I didn't want to. I turned down every co-write that came across my desk. I didn't want to. I did some things for TV and film, but not like traditional Nashville co-writing like I've done for 15 years. I didn't do that. And Corey Lane sent me an idea one night, and man, it just hit me. The passion came rushing back, and I sat down and wrote this song and sent it over to him. I said, "What do you think about this version? We're going to cut it on Corey's record coming up here as soon as all this virus stuff is over with." And it's a hit. It's a hit song. I don't need a record label to cut it and put millions of dollars behind it. I know that it is a great song, But I also know that had Corey sent that song to me 2 years ago, I wouldn't have put as much thought into it as I did when he sent it to me a few months ago, because it would have just been part of my process. Just, okay, spit it out. It's just another song, another song. So I like where I'm at right now, and hopefully getting to the point where I'm doing it because I want to be doing it, and not because I have to do it for some reason. If that makes any sense. Let's see. I stopped watching TV and problem with never-ending TV show. Yeah, some of the TV shows, they just go on too long. There are a few I was watching that it was like, I'll take the perfect example, Walking Dead. I just gave up, like season 8, somewhere in there. I'm like, I can't do it anymore. It's the same story over and over, and it's like nothing new under the sun. And I just couldn't do it. I walked away from that. There's been a couple that I walked away from. That I was like, it's up. I'm done. Can't do it anymore. All right, unless you guys have any more questions. I said we were going to hang and then we were going to game. So, have we hung long enough? Are y'all ready to do a little gaming? I enjoy gaming way too much. Way, way, way too much. Dave Goldberg says there's inspirational writing and then perspirational writing. Oh, yeah, man. I just, and it's funny, and this is the truth. I can look back over all the cuts that I've had in my career that reached any level of success. All of those songs came out of inspirational writing. None of them came out of my publisher setting me up for 2 writes a day, Monday through Friday. I mean, maybe a couple here and there. I'm not going to say none of them, but most of the ones that had any kind of success are the ones that did come from an inspirational point of view, where me and a buddy got together and we're writing something because we had an idea that we were really passionate about. Not, we've got to write it Tuesday at 10 o'clock. So what are we going to write today? It's so uninspiring. Anything by schedule is uninspiring. And that's where we've gotten to in Nashville the business is taken over so much. And unfortunately, the business is not about great songs anymore. It's about how fast could you get it done? What's the next thing? What's next? What's next? What's next? And the business is taken over to a point where the incomes have shrank. So it's like, okay, we've now got to release 10 songs in order to make as much money as we used to make on one. So nobody's really putting time, effort, thought, and passion into what they're doing. And there's some people I know there's some songwriters in Nashville watching right now, and they may disagree with me on that. But the ones that are still inside that system and still really care are not doing it for the paycheck. They're doing it for the songs. And when you come at it from that perspective, to me, the sad part about it is you're going to write some amazing songs that nobody's ever going to hear. Because unfortunately, we are not in the business of great songs anymore. Nashville is not in the business of great songs. The best song never wins. Every once in a while, every single once in a while, the stars will align and a great song makes it through. And you get somewhere the cosmos, like I said, align, and you get a great song to somehow parallel with a hit song and commercialism. I guess that's the best way to put it, is every once in a while a great song matches commercialism at the right time in the right place with the right artist, and we get a great song out of it. Very rarely does that happen. I am always blown away. And if I go speak somewhere, I always ask, what's the last great song that you heard? And this is where I learned something as a songwriter, because I get people throw things back at me like, oh, Florida Georgia Line's Cruise, that was a great song. No. No. Cruise was not a great song. It was a popular song. See, and this is where a lot of people don't understand. But we refer to these things as hit songs. Okay, a hit has never been written. A hit song is not written. What makes a hit song is when an artist with a large enough following and fan base on a big enough record label releases it, and that record label puts $750,000 to $1 million of promotion behind it to buy off the publicists, to buy off the corporate radio program directors, and buy off the corporate radio consultants, to where they play it enough that it goes top 10, top 5, eventually number 1. That is a hit record. A hit record has never been written in the room. Great songs have been written in the room. But Reggie talked about this in the art of songwriting class that he did for my Artist Development Academy, on the difference between a great song and a hit song. But it's often it's amazing to me when I ask people what the last great song, the answers that I get back. I got Dibs from Kelsey Ballerini back the other day. It's like, that is not a great song. It's not great. It was popular, but it's not great. And I've written a few songs with the guys that wrote that song. And I told one of them straight to his face, that song is something you'd find on the back of a Lucky Charms box. Now, a lot of people don't like me for saying things like that, but it's the truth. And I would rather focus because I consider my time very valuable. So if I'm going to spend my valuable time doing something, I'm not going to spend it wasting my time writing a nursery rhyme. I'm just not going to do it. You know, I think back, but at the same time, I also think sometimes those two things those two worlds can collide. I think Cop Car that Keith Urban put out was written by Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt's not my favorite artist, but I thought that was an extremely, very well-written song. The House That Built Me, great song, popular song, hit song. It was all three. Tequila by Dan and Shay. I think that was a great song. I think it was very well crafted. And I can't name them because some of the Taylor Swift stuff off of her last record, I thought were really good songs. And sometimes you find those songs, the great songs, in the oddest of places. Some of Post Malone stuff. Y'all know I'm a huge Posty fan. I don't like all of it, but I find greatness in some of it because I know him and I know how much he thinks out the process and the craft of songwriting. It is very important to him. And that shows to me in his performances, in the production, that it shows. So anyway, all right. So Beautiful Crazy. I'm not a fan. I'm assuming you're talking about the Luke Combs. Luke has done a couple of things that I like. But to be real honest with you, my gripe and complaint there is every song he puts out sounds exactly like the last one. I can't tell you. I wouldn't know which one it was. They're either mid-tempo, or there's 5 or 6, 7 mid-tempos, and then there's like 4 ballads, and I can't tell the difference between any of them. And honestly, I thought his first single, Hurricane, was better than, wasn't it called Hurricane or something like that? I thought that was probably one of the best ones he's put out. That's my opinion. I think he's a great artist, though. The great story. Love the Luke Combs story. Proof that anybody can make it. All right. You guys want to play some games? Because I'm dying to play some games. You guys get me talking about music business stuff, we could go all night. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to play a little Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You guys up for this? We're going to play Warzone. Actually, hold on. I don't want to do the multiplayer. There we go. There's solos. They moved everything around on me. Zapper says it would be fun to see some songwriting improvising on a stream sometime. I've had people ask me about doing that in the past, Zap. It's a little, because you're talking about intellectual property, it's very difficult to do that, because when you're streaming, it can technically go out to, you know, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. And when you're creating something in the room, it becomes an intellectual property problem. It's the best way I can put it. All right, for those of you that want to know, I do play on PC, but the way this new Modern Warfare is set up, this Warzone, it is cross-platform. So you can play with anybody, even though I'm on PC, I can play with anybody like on a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever.
Now's a good time to warm up.
But even though I play on a PC, I still use a controller. I was just never been good at the whole keyboard thing. This is the lobby, by the way. We are not, those of you that have never watched this before. Now we're going and we're going to play for real. So if you're not familiar with how gaming works, you back that down a little bit. Okay, so if you're not familiar, Battle Royales, there's, I don't know how many there are. It says probably be 150 of us. And it's basically last man standing. You can pick where on this map you want to go. See that big circle? That will start to decrease in size over time. And there's gas that moves in on this particular game. And the gas can kill you. So it's forcing everybody into a very small area. So last man standing wins. Now, in this game, this is different like Fortnite or other battle royales. If you get killed, here they will send you to the gulag, which you can fight one other player for your chance to get redeployed back into the game. Sounds like there's somebody like right on my ass. And while you're here, you get to find other weapons inside these trunks. Like that shotgun. I don't want the shotgun. Let's run upstairs, see what's upstairs. Kind of see. You got to look out, see if you can see anybody. Let's put our armor in. You could see those little red dots up there in the top left-hand corner. That's people shooting, so I can kind of tell where people are. So there's a guy right there. So I know he's in there. See if I can find a grenade or something. Oh, he got me. I would have thought that the blast from shooting those claymores would have blown him up a little bit. I was wrong. All right, see, now this is where we go to the gulag. And it'll be me and one other person to fight. See, here we go.
You win this fight and you return to the front line. If you lose, you're done here. Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
Oh, where did he go? What? Oh, I was nailing the guy. Come on. All right. First game out. Got to give yourself a little. All right. So we'll go back in. We got 10% XP boost. Man, talk about addictive. Me and there's another songwriter in town, Jason Matthews. Jason wrote Must Be Doing Something Right. He wrote Countryman for Luke Bryan. Ton of great songs. My favorite song was That's Just Jesse. It's a great song. But Jason and I used to spend hours. I mean, like literally we would stream, or not stream, but we would get online and play Gears of War for 20 hours straight. It was so much fun.
Hold it for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up.
Man, I am really going to confuse the analytics on my YouTube channel. Which, by the way, I did not put this out today. Those of you that like the video versions of the podcasts, I am no longer uploading them to my regular YouTube channel. I've started a new YouTube channel that where the podcast episodes will live. I will be sending that email with that link out where you can subscribe to that through my email list. And then I'll probably post something about it on social media as well. Man, this is a long lobby. There must be either a lot of people online or it's... Hey, David Humes, man. I got you. Can't hang. Thanks for stopping in, though, man.
You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
All right, here we go. I generally like landing more on the outskirts. I don't like the cities. I don't mind working my way in, but I like landing right down here. I'm going to land a little short.
Clear to engage all targets.
All right, well, there's a four-wheeler out there, so as soon as we get done looting up, we can go somewhere else if we need to. Do not want this gun, but we'll have it for now. It's better than just the pistol. This is the police station, if I'm not wrong. Stairs up. Yeah, there's something better down here. And you can collect money and you can buy things. I really don't like this gun, but I don't.
I can drive. I can drive. I can drive.
No, get off of it.
Radar in the air.
I feel like I need a sniper rifle. Picked up some cash, not too bad. Boy, I could have swore I heard somebody.
I'll take the wheel.
All right, let's put all these armor in.
I'll drive.
The vehicles in the game are not as fast as I wish they would be. Somebody's been here. Oh, come on. What has he got? All right, we'll go to the... Oh, he had a... Was it a P90?
You're in the gulag now. Fight to earn redeployment. There's a fight kicking off.
Kind of cool, too. You can throw rocks at the guys down there fighting in the gulag.
Win here and you return to the front line.
Oh, great.
Fight is over.
The 357 revolver.
Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
Oh, come on. He got me.
We're bringing you home.
Point blank too. All right. 2 games under our belt. Now let's go. We'll go for a top 10. All right. Shake it off. I'm feeling it now.
Check your gear and weapons. Planes are making ready for...
Well, Billy Falcon is not on Facebook. God, we've been playing phone tag for 3 days. Let me text Billy Falcon real quick.
Battle Royale. Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point for your team. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Alright, lads, let's get it done.
Man, I really don't like these long rifles. All right, now we got a sniper rifle, so we've got some distance. If I were more patient, I would probably be better at this game. Well, that's close. So I can get a bounty on somebody.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
See, as that time closes down, that circle's going to close. But I'm close enough here to the edge of it, I can kind of camp for a second.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
All right, we might as well just try to go engage. With the sniper rifle. That was also our contract, so. Jack Williams joined. And Jim Robertson. Oh no! I fell off the roof. Ah.
Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can win this one with a pistol.
You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out.
Oh, come on. My aim was way off.
Learn from the lot. Failure's the problem.
Yeah, this thing does. It gets so addictive. I could play for hours and hours. So you guys go out and get a PC, get an Xbox, get a PlayStation.
Get yourself the proper warm-up. We'll be deploying soon. Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the war zone.
All right. Here we go for real. One more game. Then it's movie time for me.
Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your team, soldier. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Where do we want to go? I like over in this area.
Drop zone marked. Get ready.
It's going to be a long way to travel in the air, but we'll get close. Yee. We might make it. No, we're not going to make it. Maybe if I can make this ledge over here, we can get in this house.
Targets are up. Get to work.
Find a better gun than what we've got. Not much there. I think I checked everywhere. I did. Oh, there's a chest over here, so definitely be something better in there. Wow. Or not. Okay. There's usually
Enemy personal radar in the air.
a box up here. See if we can get something good. And no box up here, just $500.
Personal radar in the air.
Not the gun I want. Same thing. Wow, that is like right on top of me.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
I do not like coming upstairs. Man, he's behind me. And wow, there's 3 people in that room.
Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom. Time for a bit of argy-bargy. You can practice your aim while you wait. Taunting your enemy is an effective way to get inside their heads. So is a well-placed stone.
I need to change the sensitivity on my controller too.
Right, you're next.
It's a little hot.
Win here and you return to the front line. Your
Oh, shotgun.
is over. Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
Got him. All right, now this is where we get to redeploy, so we re-enter the game.
Got gas moving in.
Oh, this is a golden box. Legendary. Great weapons. Ooh, there's another gold one.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Wow, I don't know which one I want. I'm going to take this one. Oh, the other box must be on top of the building. Where are we? Okay. We're in a pretty good spot. Don't have enough money for UAV. Let's go up here, see if we can find some cash.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
See, if I'm smart, then I kind of camp here for a little bit. Because I got a great sniper rifle. I'm at the edge of the circle.
Loadout drop inbound. Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
Hit him.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
He's kind of far now. We're still not that far out of the circle.
Gas is inbound.
All right, so now we got to start moving in because the circle closing. Also kind of a dangerous position to be in because there may be people coming out of the storm. You got to kind of watch your back at the same time. That's a lot of ground to cover. Probably what we'll do. Just get me inside the circle. Say, like, right here is good. I'm still going to be inside the circle.
take the wheel.
Oh shit, there's a sniper across the... Right there. Let's see if we can get him.
Enemy UAV overhead. Gas is inbound.
We got him. We cracked his armor. He's right there. He's thinking about peeking his head out. That should have hit him both times.
Gas is moving.
All right, so the storm's going to start coming in. We'll have to move. I'm pretty sure he's still in that building.
I'll take the wheel. This seat's mine.
Son of a gun. Come on, let's go.
I can drive.
We can't let this thing get to us, so there we go. Get out of there. All right, now I'll see if that idiot tries to come across. So he's going to have to get out of the circle. Is that him over there? No.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
How far? Oh, not far at all. I'll stay on foot.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Fully expected there to be somebody in that building right there. All right, we got a sniper rifle. Let's head for high ground. I don't want this guy to land this chopper on me. $22 people left in the game, or, well, 21 other people.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Gas is closing in.
We are about to start running into folks.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
I'm going to have to end up shooting this helicopter. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. How can you shoot me behind a tree?
25 remain.
I was behind the tree. Wow. Okay. 14th place. Not too bad. All right. Well, I said we would hang and play a little bit of games. So I absolutely love playing Call of Duty. I'm going to go watch some movies. I think I'm going to watch Birds of Prey, and then I'm going to watch Invisible Man. And then who knows, if I might make it a late night or something tonight, and maybe possibly even come back a little bit, play a little bit more Call of Duty in a little bit. But I got to call Billy back before I get to the movies. And it's been a while since I've smoked, so, you know, as a smoker, it's nicotine time. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday night. Hope everybody's feeling well, doing the social distancing and the self-quarantining. Looks like it's going to be this way for a while. More and more people are saying throughout the rest of the country that they're being extended even to the end of May now. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for being here. Loved hanging out with you as always, and we will see you soon.